I'm not the type that, likes people, likes having people have all up in my house and all of that. I'm just a very intimate, introverted kind, and I've learned well enough. When I finally do get my own house, I don't want anyone in my place. I don't want any visitors. Just pretty much me and my sons. And if it so happens that, I have a partner or a spouse at that time, and then there's got to be some mutual understanding that, there can be no relatives over that place. Yeah, that's my safe haven. That's my comfort zone. And I want it to stay that way. Whether you're close to your, siblings, who I consider relatives, because y'all know my perspective on what is a family or what is family. Now, family, once you are 18 years or older, you're pretty much your own family until you get or you have children and you tie the knot. Then, them additions, them people become your family. Okay, if it is that you have no children, you have no partner, no spouse, you're pretty much a single member family. Period. Them siblings, them parents, they become relatives. Naturally, that is the flow of life. Okay, they're relatives. They're no longer your family. You are your family. And when you get your kids or you give birth to your kids they're your family until they too become 18 years of age. Okay, 18 years old, they become of age, I should say, adults, in which they're gonna leave your side to form their own families. They're gonna be single-membered families until they decide to expand on their family. Okay, so that's my perspective on that. So, and I'm not the type, that has, or who rather I should say, who has friends and all of that. For me, people are pretty much associates if they have value to me. And I don't keep vain relationships. You gotta, be of some value to me. And I don't mean in a vain sense. I mean, you must edify me in some way, shape, or form. You cannot just, vainly, exist around me. You're not adding any, substance or value in a spiritual sense, because that is most important for me. You gotta, mean me well, most importantly. And I find that's very hard to discover in people. People, I feel like when I do come into money, it's not going to be something that I'm going to let people know, because I realize people, are such fakes, especially within the black community. I must say that, because that's the truth. Black people, most black people, they tend to treat you based on your income, or your profession, or your clique or your circle, whether or not you're popular, your persona, your public image. That's how black people, perceive you or decide to, or choose to rather, perceive you. It's pretty much based on other people's perceptions of you. So that's my main problem where the black community is concerned, a lack of authenticity. Being free thinkers, thinking for themselves, being independent of character, being authentic, having their own characteristics, bearing their own characters, not being persuaded or influenced by whether the media or the public or a specific group of people, but just being authentically you, right? And so I've been there, where people, they come up in your own home and they set traps and snares for you. And so she started collecting, the child support, and that's how she started formulating this whole lie about me being mentally unstable, because it's a plot to keep her collecting the child support. Well, Spirit played a joke on her, and I knew it was gonna happen. I just, was, just sitting back and waiting on that to happen. So when I was there in Mandeville, I never called her. She was collecting funds for the boys for months. She never gave me them monies. I never asked her for them, because I see right through her. I saw her nature, that she's hungry and desperate for money. The lack of money makes her worry and very insecure. And that's why she's done, so much, cruel things to me, trying to sabotage my wealth, because she thinks that everybody is the same, and she thinks that me not having money will make me worry. And that's contrary to the truth, because I'm not all about the money. I'm balanced, like I said. Right? When I was in St. Mary, I was there with Asher. So a man, think it's so easy. A lot of times people, they get up and they judge you. And that's why, a lot of times, people, they say certain things about you. They're, speaking about themselves. And, a lot of times they reveal their hands subconsciously. Because subconsciously they talk about what's bothering them and what's on their minds, not what's on your mind, because they use themselves to judge you, and that's why you gotta know you. So they don't tell you who you are. They don't cast illusions and try to put their energies over you. No, I am not you, and you're not me. Okay, money, the lack of money worries you. It doesn't worry me, because I walk by faith, not by sight. That's why you walk by sight. You don't walk by faith. And so I was there in St. Mary with my son Asher for months, and I never called her and asked her for anything. Even when times got hard, because intuitively I knew she had this obsession, this craving for money, to the point in which she started this nasty rumor, along with, she being lustful over my inheritance and jealous, because if she cannot be in my life to the point in which she can manipulate my wealth or my Jupiter, I shouldn't get it. And she's been collecting, child support for both of them. And I had Asher. I never called her once. Asher was taken care of by other means, through other means, but not through his father's support, because she was scraping that for herself. I never called once and said, can you send me Asher's portion of the money? She never called once and asked me, do you not even to say no. And no, don't you dare ask me if I need what belongs to him, or if I want what belongs to him. What belongs to him should be given to him. But she never once called and said, I'm going to send Asher's portion of the money. And Asher was there for me, there with me for some months. And she never once called and said that. But the moment I realized They don't see, the boy's father for like a few weeks. Then, they get cross. And then you find they don't buy snacks and put in the house, as though they're trying to spite the children because their father didn't turn up for weeks and pay child support. What happened to all the monies that the children didn't benefit from when we were in Mandeville, when we were, when Asher and I were in St. Mary? What happened to the monies?